So one thing that people look forward to along the Easter weekend is going to the beach, relaxing with family, having a good time. And we always need to be or keep in the back of our minds safety. And safety at the beach is something very important. I have with me Mr. Wayne Drysdale, Water Security Education, Ministry of National Security, Lifeguard Services. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you.
It's important that we maintain a level of safety, especially at the beaches.
Yes.
How is the sea looking these days?
Well, actually the sea seems to be on the pretty calm side. It isn't looking that bad. But what we have to be aware of, that sea conditions change suddenly. I could talk about one thing now, and by this afternoon it's totally different. So, and that's what bathers need to be aware of as well. Because we have 4 changes of tide in a day, practically every 6 hours. So even when you arrive at a beach, conditions may be one way. But as the day progresses, you have to realize that things are not the same. It's going to change, and you, as a bather going to our beaches, have to be aware that things are going to change as well. So we want you to be always aware, you know, be constantly on the lookout for changes as well, you know, as you go along through this Easter weekend.
But what should they look out for exactly? Yes, changes, but what can they observe that will help them?
Right. One of the biggest challenges we do have, and swimmers have, because it's the main cause for loss of life on our beaches, is something called rip currents. Rip currents would happen on beaches where there are waves. Once these waves wash up on the water, this body of water will go back out to sea. And in these areas, it's a very powerful pull, and these are known as rip currents. In these areas, you're going to notice a brownish discoloration of water. You're going to notice waves, because there's water going back out to sea, as waves come in, you know, and this body of water hit it, waves will go crisscross. 2 things make waves go crisscross in an area. Either there's a rock in the water there, or there's a rip current. You may see a lot of ripples, or sometimes it may take a very smooth and encouraging look. People may actually think they look safer than other parts of the beach. But this area is smooth, but if you look at it, even where the waves are, there are no waves in that area. So look out for this. Where this nice white foam of water washing up on the beach, that's where it should be. You know, anywhere there's a break in the surf or the waves, never go there.
Never go there. And then there would be flags up on the beach
flags
as well for people to see. There are different colors. So you'd have the red and then I believe the yellow and red.
Yes,
what do those flags signify?
Red flag indicates, in line with the red flag, danger. Do not bathe in front of them. There are dangers, probably rocks in the water, there are other projections, or there may be, you know, there's the area, especially where the rip currents are. So look out for it. Or even if you happen to go in the water and you feel potholes, shifting sand, get out. You may be very close to these potholes. The red and yellow flags, lifeguards will use 2 of them, and we'll encourage you to bathe between these areas. You know, this is where they've recognized being safe. We want you to stay here, bathe in that area.
Yeah, and it is important as well for lifeguards to be out there. Are there any shortages of lifeguards at all? I know there is always a concern about that.
You know, we would always want more lifeguards, but you know, we actually have all staff coming out on these days. So we're expecting to have, you know, a full force coming out on this weekend. And, you know, lifeguards are fully prepared for what's coming this weekend. And, you know, we just ready for the weekend. We just need the public's cooperation with us. Listen to us. When you hear lifeguards whistle, look around. That's us attracting your attention, you know. And look around, see what we want, and follow instructions.
There are some beaches that may not necessarily have lifeguards.
Yes. Most of our beaches do not have lifeguards. What do you do when you go to beaches where there are lifeguards? If you go to a beach for the first time you're not familiar with, try to ask people in the area, residents, about water conditions. They may be able to tell you something about it. Hey, people is drunk on that side all the time. You ain't going there and bathe, right? So, you know, get some sort of information from people in the area. You look at the water. Look for the signs we spoke about just now. Look at a beach. If a beach has a very steep slope, that is a dangerous beach, because the more the water runs up on a sloping beach, the more powerful it runs back, making the currents more stronger. So from the time you arrive, look at these things. Don't just rush in the water. Look, observe. You get a feeling, hey, that water look dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah. And there is always this theory, you might be able to talk more about it, that you don't go into the water as soon as you eat.
Yeah. Well, We know why. You know, if you should eat and go into the water, very
Cramps and-
possibly you would cramp, or you may vomit. And you have so many people, even well-trained athletes, who have vomited trying to train soon after and lose their lives. So be aware. Give yourself at least 1 hour.
1
after,
hour.
At
But
least.
the thing is, children don't like to listen.
No,
you
well-
you give them something to eat, and in 5 minutes they want to run into the water.
Well, we're talking about a full meal, you know,
Yeah.
not if you just give them a cracker or two to
Uh-huh.
eat, you understand? You know, so if you should have a full meal, yes, we advise that. So distract them with some other activity on the
You
sand.
could play cricket on the beach, you
Oh
know.
man, we love that.
Yeah, we Trinidadians. But so this is some really good advice that you're giving to the
Yes.
people. And if you get into difficulty while in the water, though, what
Yes.
do you do? How do you deal with that?
Well, generally, the currents and so may pull you out. So our advice to you is, in these areas, unsuspecting to you, these areas are actually deeper. You fall into a hole where the rips are, you can't get your foot in, the sand shifting under your foot. The most logical thing for a person in distress is to try to get straight back to shore. No, don't try heading straight back to the shore. Get parallel to shore. Go to the side. You would then find yourself coming out of this deep hole. Most people believe when they end up in deep water, they were pulled out into the deep. No, you were just pulled across into a deep hole. So here you are in a hole, and what do? I'm in deep water. No, you're not in deep.
And then
right
you start
at the
to panic.
side of you, you know, and all thinking goes out the window. Get to the side. Get back up on it. It will be a little shallow. You will be out of the force or the drag. Then you can come towards shore.
So the advice is then, don't panic and swim parallel to the shore.
No, don't panic and swim directly to the shore.
Directly
swim,
to, okay.
move to the side, swim parallel to shore, go to the sides and come out of it.
Right.
You would find yourself coming out of these areas
Ca-
and then proceed to shore.
Carrie, can you swim?
No, I can. I had 3 instances in life where I almost drowned.
Really?
One at Las Cuevas itself. That was the most memorable when I was 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I was pulled by one of those currents, pulled into deep water. It was close to a rock, as you were saying. And
I'm sure I know
yeah.
the rock.
I mean,
Yeah, you know, so it was a terrifying experience, but fortunately, well, my dad became my personal hero because he actually came in and pulled me out.
so you see. So thank you very much, Mr. Wayne Drysdale, for
Yes.
coming in and sharing this very important information with us, because we know this is the time where a lot of people will be going to the beach.
Yeah, so, you know, we just want to remind people, keep watch on children, keep them close, keep them within arm's reach. If you know you're not a swimmer, don't go beyond waist depth. You could swim a little bit, swim parallel to shore. You know, avoid these flotation devices because you get a false sense of security on them. So be careful.
All right, thank you very much. Good information, and I hope that people actually take this advice. We take a break now and come back with more.